Hey everyone, welcome back to 996. The Howl Utah Mammoth win 3-0 against the Philadelphia Flyers. Their second win on this 5-game road trip. Great stuff by the Utah Mammoth, a team that was kind of banged up, missing a lot of quality in their lineup for this game. Mackenzie Weegar recently acquired. He's having visa immigration processed, so that's going to be another. I think he's going to come back for that first home game after this road trip. Sergachev day-to-day with an illness. Simishev showed up. He had a great game, I felt. Vanacek draws in for Vejmelka, giving Vejmelka some rest. Ian Cole goes up on the top pair in replace of Sergachev, and Simishev is on the bottom pair with DeSimone. So a lot of big players not in the lineup, but Utah Mammoth come through early on. There's 2 slot opportunities by Yamamoto and Peterka, but unfortunately they can't get the shot off. Then McBain streaks in with speed. He gets a shot off, hits the goalie's helmet, and the helmet comes way off. You have to blow the whistle. There's a nice Carconi to Kerfoot chance at the side of the net, wide open chance for Kerfoot here, but Kerfoot can't get his stick on the puck. You know, Philadelphia was generating pretty much no offense for the first 10, 12 minutes of this first period. It was all Utah playing in the offensive zone. There was a Peterka streaking in with speed, gets a shot up, and he hits the post. And it was pretty much all Utah until a penalty kill, about 5.5 minutes left in the first period. Thankfully, Utah does kill it off. But after this penalty, it really felt Philadelphia took over finally in the game. They grabbed the momentum away from the Mammoth, and a huge save by Vanacek late in the first period, just on his knees, and then spreads to the side of the net. It was a wide open net and a desperation glove save. Very athletic save by Vanacek. I'm pretty much the #1 Vanacek hater, so I thought this was a prove-it game for Vanacek. You know, maybe they're going to trade him today at the trade deadline, so they put him in maybe to showcase other teams, and man, he had a great game. They don't win this game without Vanacek. So we go into the second period tied 0-0. Shots were 4-4, very low shooting period, and pretty much the whole game. Utah had 64% of 5-on-5 possession. You love to see that. For the second period notes, I wrote down get a power play and get more shots on goal. And they read my notes and did exactly that, because 90 seconds into the second period, they get a power play and they score. It's Nick Schmaltz. It's a career high 24 goals for Nick Schmaltz, and it's game number 62 out of 82. So he does it with less than 20 games for previous career highs. So great to see Schmaltz get career highs, his 10th NHL season, and he's still getting better and better. On this play, Dylan Guenther gets the puck off the sideboards, the half wall, cuts into the middle of the ice. He's got time and space to shoot, so everyone thinks he's going to shoot. The goalie, the defenseman, me, you, and I think the whole Utah Mammoth team thought he was going to shoot, but it is a fake shot pass to Nick Schmaltz off to the side, and he one-times it into the net to make it 1-0. I really did feel like Philadelphia had a lot of better shifts after this goal against. They start to pick it up, and Vanacek again had to be called upon to make a big save. He gets a nice blocker with a lot of height on it too. So a very purposeful save of just a cross crease splits blocker save. Great save by Vanacek there on a 2-on-1. There's a Carconi breakaway that gets denied. He showcases a lot of speed on this play. And after that breakaway, I felt like Utah was building on that shift, and the first line comes out and they score to make it 2-0. It's Clayton Keller assisted by Guenther. That's 2 primary assists for Guenther already in the game. Love this play by Guenther. Does a self pass off the boards in the neutral zone to enter the O-zone with speed. Does a nice through pass to Keller through the defenseman. Keller's all alone one-on-one with the goalie, opens up the garage door 5-hole and slips it through to make it 2-0. But again, after scoring, Philadelphia, they have the better shifts as opposed to the Utah Mammoth. Utah was kind of struggling to generate any more scoring chances after going up 2-0. It was a bit concerning to me, and it seemed to play out just like the first period, where the first 10, 12, maybe 13, 14 minutes of the period, it was all Utah, and then the last 5, 6 minutes of the period, Philadelphia takes over. So pretty much a mirror period from the second and the first. Luckily, Utah goes into the third up 2-0. They outshot Philly massively, 14-7 in that second period, but their 5-on-5 quality of possession drops from 64 in the first to 54% in the second period. For the third period, I knew it was going to be a dogfight to get that third goal. So for me, you got to play mistake-free hockey, be better on the defensive side of the puck, and limit Philadelphia from scoring chances. And I really did feel like Cooley was really invisible in this game. Not sure if he was sick as well. There was an illness going on in the locker room earlier, maybe last week, but he was totally invisible. Did not expect to see that from Cooley. Early in the third period, 4 minutes in, Utah takes a penalty. Thankfully, they kill it off, but immediately they take another penalty. So back-to-back PKs early in the third. Thankfully, they're both killed off. That second penalty, a Philly player lifts Keller's stick and hits himself in the face, and they go into a TV timeout. Keller's like, yeah, watch the replay, and the refs are never going to call back a call. So you can fool the refs, but you can't fool the hockey gods. And thankfully on that PK, Philly takes a penalty, so we go 4-on-4. So thankfully not a threatening PK. But on that 4-on-4, Vanecek again has to make a huge save. It's a cross-crease pad save on another 2-on-1. So that's 3 or 4 really quality saves that Vanecek has to make. And even though Philly didn't have a lot of volume of shots, the quality was absurd. These saves Vanecek were making were game-saving, maybe playoff-saving saves. There's 10 minutes left in the game. Utah still up 2-0. I was like getting unfocused. Like this game, something about this game, it felt boring, really low event, really low shots from both teams pretty much. The shots were 5-5 in the third. Philadelphia had 0 shots on goal for the last 8 minutes of the game. Like that is absurdly bad for a team that's not so far out of the playoffs. They got to string together 2 or 3 wins and they're right there. So they should be desperate, and to be down 2-0 late in the third, 8 minutes of the last 8 minutes of the game, you get 0 shots on goal, you're trailing, like that's bad. That's some Rick Tocchet hockey there. Thankfully, I do not miss Rick Tocchet hockey, but Philly pulls their goalie. About 3 minutes left in the third. Obviously, I already mentioned they got 0 shots, so they didn't score they didn't get even a shot on goal with their goalie pulled. Kerfoot does a dump in from his own like red line, pretty much between the face-off dot in the defensive end and the goal line, the red line around the goalie, and it literally hits the post. Such a long distance shot, about 200 feet. He lobs it in the air. It looks like it's going to go into the empty net, but it hits the post, and then Carcone thankfully ices it, makes it 3-0, assisted by Stenlund and Marino. And just for good measure, there was a Yamamoto partial breakaway near the end of the game, but unfortunately he gets denied. Overall, the shots were 23 for Utah to 16 for the Flyers. Like Utah had 14 shots in the second period alone, so that's really low. Power play comes through and they went 1 for 2. Power play's been clicking. It's been improving. They got to keep that up. PK also 3 for 3, perfect. So love to see that. The PK's been struggling even more than the power play lately. So great to see them get a confidence boosted game there. Faceoffs 50%. They had 69% of 5-on-5 possession in that third. So they definitely controlled the whole game way more than the Philadelphia Flyers. The playoff buffer, it's at 6 points, which is good, but San Jose's got 3 games in hand. San Jose, man, I keep saying they're going to lose, and they're not losing. They got to lose at some point. Thankfully, Nashville and LA are starting to lose, so they have around the same number of games played as the Mammoth, and they're 6 points behind Utah, so that's great. Like 1 or 2 more wins, and Nashville and LA will be so far in the rearview mirror. Now they kind of really need to focus on San Jose. If you notice me not talking about, Seattle or Anaheim or second wildcard spot, first wildcard spot, for now, 20 games left, I'm focused on making the playoffs. Around 5 to 7 games left, I'll start worrying about positioning in the playoffs, but I just want to make the playoffs first, and then we'll go into, the Utah Mammoth should really finish first in the wildcard spot to enter the Pacific bracket. Vanecek, it's his 100th career win. So congratulations for him with the shutout. And he had a goal saved above expected of around 2. So they were expected to score 2 against Vanacek in all situations, and he shuts that door down. So great job by Utah. They got Columbus Saturday, who just acquired former Coyote Connor Garland this morning. And then they got Chicago, a great rematch, and then Minnesota, an elite playoff cup contender to end the road trips. That's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.